welcome to another exciting edition of American Warrior Radio, the place to be for news, notes, interviews, and current events for all issues military and veteran related. If you or someone you know has ever worn the uniform of the U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, or National Guard or Reserves, you've come to the right place. American Warrior Radio, right here on the Talk to Me station, AM 1300 WMEL, and live worldwide at 1300WMEL.com. And AWR is, as always, sponsored by AVET Project. Folks, this program is all about supporting our troops and their families, both past and present. So please, get comfortable, grab a beverage, and don't forget a pen and paper, because we're always efforting to bring you important information that you can use and share with others. With that said, let's roll down the runway and get this show off the ground. You all know me, I'm Garen Cohn. I'm an Air Force veteran. I'm a retired legal advocate for veterans and founder of AVET Project, but you also know that I never fly through the airwaves alone.
Good morning, I'm Glenn McGuffey. I'm retired Air Force, and I'm the retired manager of the Brevard County Veteran Services team, where it was my honor to help our veterans and eligible family members maximize their opportunity to gain the benefits earned by the veterans' service to our great country. And I did that for a little over 22 years. And so you can now guess that I'm old because I retired from the Air Force. And then I retired from Brevard County manager of the Veteran Services team. I'm not that old. I can still get around vertically. We have a great show for you again today. Couple of interesting topics and a very special guest today. And what are we going to do today also, Garen?
Well, I want to share with everybody that next weekend, that is February 28th and March 1st, we have a very special fundraiser. That's right, fundraiser at Beachside Helicopters at the Merritt Island Airport. And we're going to have a special guest join us at the bottom of the hour, and we're going to go into a little more detail on this incredible opportunity for everybody out there that loves the Space Coast and maybe has or hasn't ever flown in a helicopter. This is the opportunity for you. Honestly, it is a fundraiser because AVET Project is desperate, I said, to hold more PR&R retreats. That's Project Recuperation and Reintegration Retreats for returning combat vets. Folks, this program changes lives. You can read all about it. Go to the Facebook page. There's testimonials. You can see how many people have been impacted, not just the warfighter themselves, but their family members, as well as the community and society as a whole, Glenn. But we can't do this if we don't have funding, so we've got to kick it up a notch and hold some fundraisers. And our special in-studio guest here has been a big part, and his company, a big part of helping AVET Project raise funds for PR&R retreats. But next weekend, you gotta come out and enjoy an awesome opportunity to fly with a wonderful man, Gary Varley. He's the chief pilot there, and David, the owner of Beachside Helicopters, because this is going to be so much fun. And if you haven't ever been in a helicopter, if you haven't seen the Space Coast, Glenn, look at those pictures, man. That's an incredible opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah, and I once had the Air Force fly me up the Potomac River and back again in Washington, D.C. out of Andrews Air Force Base. And let me tell you, flying in a helicopter is a fun deal. Be ready for a little bouncing and bumping, but that's all right. It's great fun, and I'm looking at these photos of the Space Coast, and this is a brand new view for you. This isn't a postcard. You'll be there live, and wow.
Exactly, and it's inexpensive, okay? $40 is going to get you an awesome flight with Gary Varley from Beachside Helicopters out to the beach and back from Merritt Island Airport. Plus, you're going to get some good eats. It's just real fun, and it's an opportunity for you to come out and help us help them. Live more than that bumper sticker, I support the troops. Come on, this is fun. It's inexpensive. For $40, you're going to get this opportunity. We'll talk more about it at the bottom of the hour, but we want to just remind you, if you want to make reservations, here's the number. What's the number, Glenn?
321-406-0406. Write this down, 321-406-0406. And again, that's next Saturday, so you need to call quick. And I don't know how many flights they're going to be able to do, so that's even the better reason to call quick, because it looks like they can take, about 3 people per flight here.
Exactly. It's an Robinson R44, seats 3 plus the pilot, and it's a blast. So we'll talk more about that, but we've got so much to get to today, and we do definitely want to talk about some very specific benefits that are afforded seriously disabled vets. So stay tuned for that. That's our special monthly compensation. It's such an involved and intricate program that Glenn and I haven't ever, we just kind of skirted the surface of it before.
Yeah, and I have to research it every time it's involved with the claim. And VA many times, too many times, skips this even though the person's eligible by their rating decision, and it's very complicated. So this is another reason you need an accredited veteran service officer to help you with your claims.
Now that's coming up later also, but we got to get to some fun stuff here because Chad ENOS from Keltec Weapons is in studio. Chad, say hello to everybody out there.
Hello everybody, thanks for having me on, guys.
Well, and if you want to meet Chad, obviously you're going to be able to see him on the YouTube video that, have I got you in there?
Perfect.
Here, we tape all of these, videotape all these, as you know, and we post them up on our social media pages through YouTube. And I just encourage everybody to grab this and share it. It'll be easy format to share with. Well, Chad, you're here, and you're kind of a movie star yourself because I can't go to the Keltec website without seeing something featuring you. That video that appears in the middle of the Keltec website right now, tell us a little bit about that just to start, because while they're listening, they can go online and check this out.
I'm not actually sure which video you're talking
That's
about.
The one up in Georgia, the Iraq Veteran 888.
Yes, yeah. That was a lot of fun. So we got to go up there. We were invited by Iraq Vet and the whole YouTube community to come up and bring some of our guns and let all the fans shoot them. Let people that have never even heard of Keltec pick up some guns and shoot them and make them fans. So that was really awesome. A great experience for us. We got to meet a lot of people, a lot of vets, which is really cool, and a lot of vets that really liked our firearms, which was even cooler. So that was a good time.
No doubt. Now, Chad, you have a rich family tradition. You yourself didn't serve, but many in your family have.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and your family and the branches they've served in.
My hero, my grandfather, he was a Navy aviator, and he was one bad dude, and he fought in World War II, Vietnam and Korea. And was shot down, I think 3 times.
And survived.
And survived. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. Obviously survived. I'm still here, or I'm here. But yeah, great man. Raised a whole slew of kids. I got a lot of uncles and aunts, and great family. They traveled around the world together, and they ended up back here in Orlando, and that's where my dad met my mom, and you know they had me and all that stuff. But yeah. Amazing man. I got an uncle served in the Army. My dad is now a contractor. He's like talked about off the air. He's about to deploy here soon. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers and all that good stuff as the rest of the other guys.
I know all you listeners out there will, as you do our troops and their family members. So you're a Florida native, Chad?
I am. Yep. Born and
You're
raised.
the one.
The one and only.
Okay, so how did you get interested, or how early on were you interested in firearms?
Ever since my dad bought me a pellet gun, probably when I was 10.
And you've just progressed from there. You mentioned that you sowed your wild oats, you were in a band and did all these crazy things when you were younger.
Yep. Musician by trade, played drums, moved out to Los Angeles. I grew up in Cocoa Beach. You know, you guys know Cocoa Beach, one horse town. Love that place. It's my heart and soul when it comes to you know, being home. However, you know, when you're in your 20s, you just want to get up and get out and go see the world and stuff. So I did. Went out to Los Angeles and lived out there for 13 years just trying to be a musician. So, yep.
So, but you found your way back here, and you found your way to Keltec. Tell everybody, well, first of all, how long you worked with Keltec?
30 minutes. No, I'm kidding. I've been with Keltec for...
if you don't do good on this interview, it will be 30 minutes. It'll end.
Right. About 5 years. Just went over 5 years. February 4th. Yeah.
Outstanding. So tell us a little bit about Keltec.
Keltec, all-American company. George Kelgren, our fearless leader and owner, we're a privately owned company, so it's not a publicly owned deal. We pretty much do what we want when it comes to innovation and design. We're very big on products that the rest of the market's not building. You know, we build very unique firearms that are in very high demand. As a lot of your listeners probably know, it's really difficult to find our stuff in a gun store. And the reason for that is just the demand. So, company started back in 1995.
Hold on, so they're very unique firearms. That must mean they're extraordinarily expensive.
Not necessarily. No.
They're quite affordable, actually.
Very affordable, yeah. And that's one of the things that George has always been, it's always been on the forefront of his mind is creating innovative products that people can actually buy. You can actually afford to buy it, and then also afford ammo to go out and shoot it. So, yeah, that's a really big deal for us, keeping the cost down and keeping the innovation up. So.
Well, Keltec, all-American company. What do you mean by that?
George started the company here. Everyone that works here is an American citizen. We pride ourselves on supporting our military. We're very big on that. We also pride ourselves in supporting law enforcement as well, because we know that a lot of the guys that come home end up in law enforcement, and that's just a real big deal to us.
But where do you get your, because you manufacture, you're not an assembler, you are an assembler, but you actually design, manufacture the whole bit.
Yes, yeah, everything that is in a Keltec gun is built in-house. The only thing that we don't build are the polymers, the plastics, and those are just done right down the street at another American-made company. So everything in the gun's American-made. Yep.
Everything's American-made.
Yeah, and speaking of all that about American citizens and being in the workforce, I understand you have a large part of your workforce are veterans, and that there might be opportunities even today for veterans to get employed there. Could you talk to that a little bit?
Sure, always. Yeah, like I said, we're very supportive of our. It looks pretty good. I don't know if the guy in it, but it's,
everybody on YouTube will know what just happened.
So there's a camera pointed at me. Anyway, yes, like I said, extremely supportive of our military, especially our vets coming home, and we do have quite a few vets at the company, and of course they go above and beyond all the time. They're doing a great job, as well as everyone else at the company too. But we love those guys, and we do everything we can to support them. Especially through you guys, and there's other avenues that we support them either financially or with products or just giving them our heart and soul and pumping them up all the time.
Exactly. So you employ something, according to Derek, one of the managers out there and the founder's son, some 40% of your workforce is veterans. That's pretty impressive.
That's true, and I know most of the people on the first shift because I work during the day, and it surprises me sometimes. I'll be talking to somebody and be like, "Wait a minute, you were in the Navy?" Like people I've known for years, and then the conversation will come up, and as it turns out, they're a vet. It surprises me still, to this day.
And Glenn, that just goes along with the fact that a good, honorably served and discharged veteran is usually pretty darn humble.
This is
humble,
true.
and also and you mentioned this, Chad, and that's a very great employee, and we've talked about that before on the show. You're talking about the prime the prime cream of our youth that go into the military, because remember, it's not draft anymore, it's all volunteer.
That's right. Military members are the best that our country has to offer.
You bet.
Yeah. And that covers the board. I mean, whether it be employment or whatever it may be, they're just very disciplined, very loyal people.
Okay, so all American made, all American parts assembled here, 40% vets. And what kind of warranty does Keltec offer?
Lifetime warranty. You buy a Keltec firearm, keep that receipt, make a copy of it. I recommend people do that no matter what firearm they buy, because you want to keep a copy that you purchased that gun. You keep it in your safe. In fact, make a couple copies. But yeah, you keep a copy of that. If you ever have any issues with the gun, you call us, or you just send the gun in with a note explaining what's wrong and a copy of that receipt. You get a lifetime warranty.
That's impressive. And you do any repairs that are necessary right here in Cocoa.
Right. Yep. Everything's right here. We don't actually sub out anything except for the coatings on some of our metals. They go up to another all-American company up in Ohio. They do all the coatings and then send them back down. We assemble everything. So all of the parts and everything that goes into a Keltec gun is all right here not just the United States, but right here in Florida, right here in Cocoa, Florida.
And while a customer can't come into your store, because you do have a retail outlet now,
We do,
which is
yep.
pretty cool,
Yep.
they can't purchase a firearm there. If they have a need for an accessory or even a t-shirt or a ball cap, you got tons of that stuff there.
Absolutely. All the accessories for the guns, all the swag, everything from, pens to coffee cups and everything in between. And if, you want to come down and take me to lunch, that's cool too.
There's the offer from Chad. Listen, you'd learn a lot from taking this man to lunch, and you'd probably have a blast. Because you regularly appear on another radio station offering up information on, I'm guessing, firearms and just having good times out there, good safe times with firearms.
Of course. Oh yeah. Always got to be safe.
And last year, I understand, was a banner year, not just for Keltec, but firearm sales in general.
Yeah, that's the other thing about Keltec I should probably mention is that we've had a lot of issues in the market with, there was the big scare a couple of years ago. Everybody went nuts. Everyone bought an AR, which is great. It's good. Get out there, get your gear, and get prepared. And, not only just for fun, but for home defense. And hopefully this will never happen. But if we ever had to defend the country, then you're ready for it. However, that said, all this stuff became like the bottom dropped out of the AR market. But with Keltec, because of the innovation of the designs or whatever, we still can't keep up with the demand, which is a blessing for us because everyone else is kind of struggling except for maybe in the accessories market for all the black rifles. We can't build enough guns to satisfy the demand, and that's another one of those things about Keltec that I really appreciate. And I love working for a company that's just on fire like that, and we have no, there's no sign of slowing down. I mean, George just keeps coming up with amazing stuff, seems like every year.
Well, give us a, sorry to interrupt there, Glenn. Tell us a little bit about the RDB. We got the RFB that we're going to be talking about here in a minute. Tell us about the RDB.
Yeah, RFB is a 308, and the RDB, which stands for Rifle Downward Ejecting Bullpup, is going to be in 5.56 NATO chambering, so you can shoot your 5.56 or 2.23 out of the gun. It's got a 17.3-inch barrel. It's just over 26 inches overall length, so it's a tiny gun. It takes your standard AR mags.
Tiny, or we say portable.
Yes. Yeah. I like that. I might steal that from you. But it takes your standard AR magazine. So anything that goes in your AR-15, take the same mags. It's a fully ambidextrous gun. So you've got controls on both sides, and since it is downward ejecting, there's nothing coming out of either side of the gun or even the front of it like the RFB. So it is fully ambi. And speaking of which, the RFB is also fully ambi. The charging handles is similar. If you're familiar with the RFB, which is the 308 bullpup we have, you can pull the handguard off, take the charging handle off, put it on the other side. It's not quite that simple with the RDB, but it's about a 30-second switch over. So you can make the gun fully ambi.
So this downward ejecting, I think most people from TV and nowhere else are familiar with the shell casings coming off the side of a firearm when it's being used. Where's this come out? The bottom of the weapon?
Yep, comes right out of the bottom, right behind the magazine. So if you go online and just do a Google search on Keltec RDB, you'll see a lot of pictures and probably quite a few videos on it too.
Cool.
It's pretty neat.
Well, let's get to it then, because I want to talk about the firearm that we're going to be holding a drawing on. We can't call it a raffle here in Florida. We're going to draw a winner here in just a moment for all you awesome, lucky folks that contributed to AWR Project through this program to help us with our PR&R programs. You know about the rifle. It is a special one, very, very special, because it's bronze, and I'll put it on the video here in a minute. But tell our listeners, we're like 3 minutes. Time flies. It's incredible. Tell us a little bit about the RFB.
Okay, well, first of all, how much is it to get on this raffle? Okay.
Time over.
The RFB is a 308 7.62 bullpup. Has an 18-inch barrel. This particular one here is gorgeous. He opened the box. I'm like, ooh, burnt bronze. There's not too many of these you're going to see out there. RFBs, and then you're definitely not going to see too many burnt bronze RFBs. So this is a huge win for whoever wins this gun. I congratulate them ahead of time. So
It is. And how long has the RFB been on the market?
It's been out, I think they showed them at SHOT Show 2007, I believe. So, yeah, they've been shipping since then. And this particular one here takes FAL metric mags, and there's a company called Thermold and another company called DS Arms that make the magazines for this, and you can pick those up, just about anywhere online for they're pretty affordable. That's one of the big questions we get about it, so I thought I'd go ahead and tell everybody about that first. Short stroke adjustable gas system on this gun. It's phenomenal. I just actually shot one of these in a 3-gun match last weekend. Had a ball with it.
Oh yeah, I bet. And tell the folks what's the value of this thing we're going to give away today.
Yeah, the MSRP is $18.80 on the gun, and that's if you can find them. They like we were talking about earlier. They go flying off the shelves as soon as it hits the shelf in a gun store. It's gone.
And this one here is a special edition, so we've been told the retail value would be $2,200 if you could even find it.
At least.
Yeah. So it's gorgeous, and the time has come, Chad. We brought you in here because we want you to pull a winning ticket for everybody out there. Right. So I'm gonna just give one more shake. You reach in there.
All right. Let's see. Who do we got here? All right. Your eyes are much better than mine.
Okay. Let's see who we got here. We have Charlie C. And I've got a phone number here, and we'll be contacting him. So Charlie C,
congratulations, brother.
No doubt. That is an awesome win for you, my man.
Is he a local guy based on the area?
It's a 321 number.
Yeah.
It's a 321 number.
So that's Charlie.
Good. Exactly. We'll be in touch with you. You lucky dog, you. Everybody else wants this firearm.
I wanted it.
But, and we appreciate everybody that did donate. And hopefully you'll join us again because we'll have another firearm. And Chad, I want to thank you for joining us today on American Warrior Radio and all the good things that Keltec does for AVET Project and all the other troops. And
I'm honored. I'm very honored. And, just want to say God bless to all those troops. Come home safe. Everyone that's come home safe, congratulations for making it back. We very much appreciate y'all.
Well, thanks again to you, Chad, for coming in here, and to Keltec, Derek and George and Adrian, who's in the Navy. Listen, we'll talk more about it. Folks, don't go anywhere. American Warrior Radio is going to be right back with another special guest and some great information on special monthly compensation. We'll return in just a moment, so stay where you are. Don't change that dial. American Warrior Radio is coming right back after the break.
Awesome.
Good job.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's always